Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so after hours of grinding all of the medals, all the easy A's, everything, we are finally ready to start showcasing the units. Yeah, only 5 hours later, I know, right? So here we are. We are going to be doing a 55% showcase for Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 VEGITO. I asked a bunch of you guys in the late stream last night and then earlier during the summons and everything if people wanted to see a 55% showcase for the main units, because, you know, yesterday a lot of people put out the private server rainbow showcases, and a lot of people want to know if it's worth summoning, because, you know, if you're only going to jump in for a couple of summons, you might only get one copy of the units. So we're going to take a look at them at 55%. So I've used him a little bit to farm the rest of the medals. So as you can see, some of his links have gone up a little bit, but they are still fairly low level, so very much attainable. But 55% Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 VEGITO. Look at this dude. So he leads Dragon Ball Heroes, Giant 8 Power, or Fused Fighters, 3 key 170, additional 30% for crossover. There's not going to be a huge amount of like interesting builds, I think, that you could make with his, because thinking about like Giant 8 Power and Fused Fighter, like other than the Dragon Ball Fusions characters, there's not a lot of crossover options there, but he's obviously a lead for all the Heroes units, so that's fine. His super attack, the Galactic Spirit Sword, raises attack for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy. And then our passive, we get the entrance animation. It has no restriction. That gives him a 30% crit chance and 30% damage reduction for 6 turns. So then he gets key 3, attack and defense 200, additional 150 when performing a super, additional attack and defense 100%, and a great chance to launch an additional super when there's another Giant 8 Power or crossover ally attacking in the same turn, or a Giant 8 Power or crossover enemy, and then chance of performing a crit 40% and reduce damage received by 30% when all allies attacking in the turn are Giant 8 Power or crossover. So I've made a full Super Saiyan 4 Heroes team, so his full passive will be active all the time, which means on these first 6 turns where he has his intro, he has 60% damage reduction, and then what's the crit chance? 40, so he has 70% chance to crit. He's also getting the extra 100% attack and defense. He's going to have a great chance to launch an additional super. He has an active skill that we can use on turn 3. We'll save that till a bit later, so we'll look at it when we can actually use it. But with no support on this first rotation and 4 links active, he's at 160k defense at 55%. Not a particularly high number, but he has 70% damage reduction here as well. So tanks sell for double digits, and then 7.1 million. So bear in mind that 160, he gets 150% on super. So that goes up by what, like 240? So he goes up to 400k-ish after a super, and still has the 60% damage reduction. We got our chance to do an additional super from the passive as well, so we did get a double super. Pretty decent for turn 1, 55% no support. But we don't have physical Super Saiyan 4 VEGITO, and that is where this man is going to start cooking, because not only is he going to share almost every single link, so here we go on the next rotation with the friend, who is also 55%. Every single link except for Shocking Speed. And this guy has Kamehameha instead. Now, the friend is at level 5 and 6 links. He starts out the turn at 212k. Because physical Super Saiyan 4 VEGITO, not only is he providing those links, but he gives 60% support to VEGITO. Because it's 30% to crossover and 30% to Giant 8 Power. So now, when he gets his 150% on super, he's basically getting another like 300k defense on super. So at 55%, he's going to have 500k defense with 60% damage reduction. So, I mean, to be honest, like, even at 55%, it seems like he's pretty good. So let's go ahead and see what we get here. Attack stat wise. Yeah, 9.1. Is that good enough? We didn't get the crit, sadly, but 55%, 9.1. And there's Easy A Rainbow Super Saiyan 4 VEGITO doing 10 mil. So 55% AGL VEGITO, who's not even fully link leveled, is right behind him in terms of the attack stat number. That's actually crazy. All right, well. So yeah, these guys obviously are going to share the same links, right? So we do have the active skill available, but I don't want to use it just yet. So let's do this. I really want to see him take a slot 1 super. All right, there you go. Now, Int second form Cell in this event, he's not the hardest hitting boss in the game, but he can do some decent damage. So 127k, that's with the 60% damage reduction. Now, if it was post super, that's obviously going to be significantly less. And remember that Vegito does not have any sort of slot restriction. So whilst he can still be good in slot 1 as well, especially with dupes, right, and when he's link leveled and with support and all that kind of stuff, if you're running him at 55%, he's probably going to be more better suited to being like a slot 2 unit. Because him getting that huge amount of extra defense on super is going to make a big difference, I think. But I mean, otherwise, like, he's looking pretty solid. And remember, we also have the active skill, which we are going to bust out fairly soon. The active skill, I can remember off the top of my head already, gives guaranteed crits for the turn. So it's another reason why, if you do get dupes for Vegito, obviously this is the 55% showcase, but if you do get dupes for Vegito, you don't need to use, you don't need to give him any crit, right? First 6 turns, he's got 70%, as long as you've got the like allies, right, to get the extra buff. And then the active skill turn is guaranteed crits. So yeah, pretty good. Let's do this. Do this. And this is with a team where I've brought, apart from the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, I haven't brought any other supports. I just brought a full Super Saiyan 4 team. I could have made a full crossover team and brought another support unit for floating, I guess. But, I mean, this is just the 55% showcase. Very realistic team build. Obviously, once we've done the 55% showcase, I will be putting all the dupes in mine, because mine, of course, is or will be Rainbow. Very much looking forward to seeing just how crazy he's going to go on this team, because I mean, he's already cooking, so I'm very excited about the potential for Rainbow Link level 10 Vegito. So AGL Cell, let's see what he's doing to the boy here. Yeah, 228. I mean, this is the big thing, like I said, at 55%, if he's getting supered in slot 1, he's going to be taking some damage, right? But I mean, his output is very good. 2 super attacks over 7 million. We're getting unlucky with the crit chance, because he has like a 70% chance to crit. And he didn't crit on the first super. He did crit on the second one. Obviously, he's tanking all of the normals for double digits, which is good. And again, as well, this is on a rotation where he's got no support. This is just a team that I threw together for fun, for the showcase. Just all Super Saiyan 4s, why not? Like, all heroes Super Saiyan 4s. And yeah, he is cooking. So, yeah, we'll do this. I really want this Vegito to be the one that I use the active skill, potentially against the physical, like, giant Cell. Because he's really annoying and pretty much always supers in slot 1. So, alright, so he's supering. How much are we taking now with the friend one, who's got the extra support from Vegito? Still 200k. Still quite a bit. 34. Does he lower defense on super? Not sure. But yeah, I mean, for 55%, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe at 55%, you potentially don't want to be using him in slot 1. But, I mean, can't argue with the damage output. 2 over 9 million attack stats. Both crit. There's the additional from the hidden potential as well. And he's up to 10 mil. Sheesh. God damn. And then in comes Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and he's a beast as well. God, I'm going to have so much fun with this team. I'm so happy. You guys know how much I love heroes. I'm so happy that the team is just cracked this year. I love it. Alright, so now the one thing is, because it counts as using the super attack active skill counts as the thing, right? So let's go ahead and use his active skill. You're not going to get any extra links from you, are you? No. Right, so his active skill. It can be activated on turn 3 if you have a full crossover allies rotation. Otherwise, it's turn 6. Greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then, yeah, as I said, within the turn activated, all attacks become crits. So let's go ahead and do the active skill here. Sadly, for global, not voiced, but I don't know why. Weird licensing issues, because obviously Vegito does have English voice in other games. It's not the same situation as Hearts, but unfortunately, no English voice for you. So now, the only downside, actually, to this turn... Actually, yeah, he did his super, so now you can see... I say his super. By doing the active skill, that activates the parts of units' passives, where it says they get extra stats, like, on super attack. So you can see he's gone up to 400k. Now, unfortunately... was it my one was on turn 1, right? So he now doesn't have his intro damage reduction, which means he's only going to have the 30% that he gets from having the full crossover allies rotation. So that means that he probably gets killed in slot 1, right? How much does this guy hit for? He hits for like 1 million, I think. So 30% off of that would be like 700k off of 400k defense. So unfortunately, in this instance, we would die in slot 1 without an item if he supers, which he pretty much always supers in slot 1. So I think, yeah, there you go. So I think it goes back to what I was saying already, right? That with this guy at 55%, he definitely can still be good, but you're going to be running a big risk if you're using him in slot 1 at 55%. But, I mean, look at him go. You get the guaranteed crits on this turn because of the active skill. Just very, very strong unit. 55%, he's definitely still going to be quite impressive, though I wouldn't be expecting him... Obviously, just like any unit. I mean, it goes without saying, right? 55%, and he's not fully link leveled. So, he's obviously not going to be as good as, you know, a version with dupes and at full link level 10. Especially because, remember, links like Say and Raw at level 10 start giving a pretty solid amount of defense. So, he is going to look significantly better once we start getting these extra link levels. So we won't use this Vegito's active skill because we can save that. Oh, I should have used it. I didn't realise. Well, we're going to get a full heal off of this, which is good. Hidden potential for Super Saiyan 3 Rose, I think mostly additional, and then crit or dodge depending on your preference for like your playstyle and what you want to use them for. If you want to use him in a bunch of teams where he might not always have his guaranteed guard, then dodge potentially, because that could save him from turns where his guard doesn't activate. Okay, so we're at the final phase now. We obviously healed off the Dokkan attack. We don't really need to see too much more because obviously Vegito, he doesn't stack or anything, so the numbers that we've been seeing have been pretty consistent throughout the video. I have to say, you know, I told you guys before, I avoided all the private server showcase videos yesterday. I wanted to come into the Hero Celebration fresh and see what these guys would do in-game after seeing them on paper. And yeah, to be honest, like, obviously, you know me, I was always going to rainbow the units anyway, but like, at 55%, like, this Vegito's actually pretty good. And now he's going to take a super. Yeah, 133k after he supers is actually pretty good. Damn, that's 530k after supering. That's really good. Yeah, my neighbours apparently decided to wait until after the 4 hours it took me to farm all the medals and do all the easy A's to start renovating the flat next door to where I live. So at this point, the noises are just going to have to be in the video at this point, so... But yeah, there you go. 55% VEGITO do be going a little bit crazy. So if you're tempted to summon for the Heroes banner, now obviously, if you throw a couple of multis at the banner, you're not necessarily going to get VEGITO. But if you do get him, he is pretty good at 55%. So yeah, he seems pretty solid at 55%. If you do try your luck on the banner and you get a copy of him, he certainly can be good. Obviously, he does have his weaknesses, especially as a slot 1 unit. But honestly, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with him at 55%. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you did summon, I hope you got lucky. Hopefully you did get more than 1 copy, but let me know how it went down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I'll see you all again soon. Have a good one.